Three of Pentacles, front and center. Work, collaboration, teamwork, building a career. What else we got popping out? We have the Three of Swords and the Chariot. Mixing business with pleasure. It doesn't really end well. Maybe you're coming out of some sort of lack-minded energy with the Three of Swords, dealing with situationships or just dealing with people that are wasting your time. Now you're building back into yourself and trying to figure out who is going to work with you in a good way. This is happening fast for you, and you're balancing energies. We tend to think of other cards when it comes to balance, but the Chariot also is about balancing. You can see there's a black and a white horse here. It's the harnessing of both energies, our negative and positive energies in our life, our negative and positive situations that we're in, because let's face it, it's never going to be all good and it's never going to be all bad. There's always both. It might be highly, on one side at certain times of your life, but once you become on top of things, like this person actually is on top of the Chariot, he's not even in it, he's on top of it. He's the one in control of the horses. He's the one behind the wheel, right, of his life, and he has a vision. He's looking forward. So you have a new vision when it comes to collaboration with people, with where you want to put your time and effort in. Maybe you're going back into yourself and working on your pentacles, your career, your own support, and kind of stepping away from this energy right here, the Three of Swords, which is dark, dismal, heartbreak, just kind of bad energy to mess around with. You're never going to win in these kind of like quicksand-like relationships. So you're moving on. It's giving me moving on. Four of Wands is about community as well. So the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Wands together, I think you're really, starting to surround yourself with in a place that is good for your soul. It's good for your nervous system, right? It doesn't matter what kind of place this is around other people. It could be work, it could be for fun, it could be a support group, it could be whatever it is that you're around people. If you don't feel uplifted most of the time from joining this group where you actually feel accepted, welcomed, you feel happy, that you participated, you might be making your own group. If you can't find one, or something that you're looking for, sometimes, what is that? You build it and they will come. It's from that movie. Build it and they will come. So maybe you're building your own community instead of focusing on your past, which is ruminating on things that have already happened. We can't change the past no matter how much we think about it. The only thing we can change is our future and how we react to the past. That's what changes. If we don't contemplate what happened and learn some kind of way to improve ourselves, we will repeat the past. It will happen. The world will give it to you. It'll give you the same energy. It's served as a different dish. It's the same thing until you learn a lesson and you kind of switch gears of where you're going. But this is like a card of really showing me that you're leaving and you're on your way out already, if you haven't already left. Right? The Five of Wands is about, I think you're leaving a lot of negative situations behind. It could be even friendship. Five of Wands is about competition, stepping on one another, like this card shows. Like, these type of people are like sharks. They see blood and they just want to drink your blood. It's gross. Like, it's just kind of like, they'll do anything to step on you and get to the top. Right? Those types of people that are soulless, that have zero consciousness. They're just in it to win it, literally, and they don't care who they step upon. You're the one in control of the Chariot. You are the one to leave. Four Pentacles. It's about holding on, to what you believe in. Three Pentacles to the Four Pentacles. It's like restabilizing yourself in what you really want and what's good for you, right? She's keeping it, her cards in her chest. Two of Cups comes in. there might be some love here too. Also, when you walk away, you start to really vibrate with people that are on the same energy level as you. The Two Cups is like twin flame kind of energy of just knowing that this person or these people understand you on an intrinsic level. You don't have to force people to understand you or feel like you're never understood. Sometimes you're around certain people that will never make you feel understood on purpose to keep you destabilized. So once you learn to kind of retract, reforce yourself into different communities, walk away from fighting, competition for no reason. Like, you're not even walking away, you're just like, you're running away from it, but you're keeping what is really true and important to you to your chest until you can find a place where you can relax 555 on the clock. This is a lot about change for you, and knowing that once you are in a place where you can actually fully relax yourself and know that you are yourself around certain people. We tend to put up masks when we feel uncomfortable around certain types of people. Those people make us feel uncomfortable, and then we act uncomfortably, and we act differently than who we really are, because we have to feel like we have to fit in somehow or some kind of way. So you're dropping the masks and you're moving on to greater pastures, I want to say. What just popped out here? We have the Six of Cups. So maybe it's something that you've always wanted to do in your childhood, or you're going back to something that you did in your childhood. You've been thinking about it for a very long time. Nothing else is really clicking for you. So now you're just deciding to move on and maybe create the next destination here. This is where you're going to find new opportunities of connecting with people that are on your wavelength, that are happy to see you. You're happy to see them. The Star, you really shine in this way, right? Like, you'll shine and be able to become in tune with your dreams again. When you're in a state of love with the Two of Cups, or just feeling acceptedness, 717 I just saw on the clock. When you don't play around in Three of Swords energy, right, thinking that it's going to have a different outcome, thinking that you're going to, this person will be different, or blah, 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 or whatever it is that you're giving to yourself to make yourself feel like it's a contest constantly, like a spitting match constantly. You have to compete with all these other people, and it always ends in this energy. You're redirecting your energy and your attention to what is going to make you happy. You're dreaming of the Two of Cups, like these cards are placed almost together. She has her heartstring, and it's attached to the universe and what she actually dreams about. The star, you wish upon a star, right? And all your dreams come true. Is that how the saying goes? So once you give yourself the space and the peace to be able to do that, and you really start getting in tune with what would make you feel like your dreams are coming true, it could definitely be involving love, romantic love, a feeling of community, a feeling of belonging. The Five of Cups and the Five of Wands is really showing you that there's a lot of heartbreak, a lot of fighting, a lot of argumentative people that were just willing to literally rip the clothes off of you to compete with you. There's people like that. There's people like that, but there's justice to be had. The Justice card shows you the way always. The Justice card balances out what needs to be done. Justice will be served to the right, the righteous, people that have done good deeds. If you know that you did everything you could in a good way for all, eventually it's going to come back to you. Now you're getting curious. You're really thinking, you're brainstorming, and you're really looking at the overall general view with the King of Swords. What am I going to do here? What do I need to do now? You're really in this brainstorming energy, which is good, because if you're not paying attention to things that distract you, fighting and competition and ego wars, distraction. Three of Swords, third party kind of energy, just sneaky behaviors, heartbreak, all that stuff. If you're in it, you will always feel like there's some sort of hurt that you're dealing with, because it's it's never going to get any better than what it is. You know, a lot of people get stuck in situationships because they believe that maybe this person will change eventually and pick them or something like that, and it's just never going to be that case. You know, not to say that a player can't change his ways or her ways, but you waiting around and thinking that you loving them more is going to actually change who they are as a person. It's a really bad way to, you know, stay in this dark, dismal energy. You have to accept it and for what it is. And if you don't want to play that game and get distracted in life about doing anything else with your life, you have to step away and give yourself the space so you don't feel constantly drained by people. 5 of Cups, people constantly drain your energy. People are constantly fighting with you. You know, you can almost feel like no one has a soul anymore. They're just out. They're out for blood, and they don't care if they lie about you, if they treat you bad, if they do other things. You know, like just negative things. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out for you. You'll just get drained completely. And in order to get some sort of new footing, you have to leave. Ace of Cups and the 2 of Cups. And oh my God, as soon as I put that up, it said 11:11 on the clock. Go check it out for yourself. Ace of Cups and the 2 of Cups. As soon as 11:11 happened, this is the thing, when you really start becoming the star of your own reality, it's not to mean that like you're boasting your own self up, like you're the star of the show, like you're the best person in the world. It's more of like confidence, you know, actually asking for what you want and dreaming and believing that you're actually going to get it. That's another step that a lot of people aren't good at. You know, they can dream all they want, but they don't believe that will happen. They're not doing things. Also, you have to be doing actions to get what you want. You can't just wish upon a star and then wait for you to win the lottery one day. It's not going to be like that either. But with all of these changes that you're doing for yourself, you actually come into contact with people that are really going to align with you on so many different levels, through work, through love. There's definitely a new love relationship here with the Ace of Cups and 2 of Cups. There's a lot of new relationships that happen when you walk away from this shit energy, right? You walk away from that, and then all of a sudden your whole life seems lighter, brighter, happier, and you're just like, oh yeah, I forgot what it was like to walk into a room where everyone is just smiling at you and they say hello to your face because you're in the room and they welcome you in. You know, as soon as you change your environment, you can actually get a wake-up call on how bad a situation was or how good a situation was too. But until we actually leave our comfort zone, even if it's just for a short amount of time, and gain a new perspective of what other energies and what other groups of people can give to you or make you feel like, you're never going to know. Which is also kind of like Stockholm Syndrome, in a sense. Like you sit in such a bad energy or a negative or abusive energy for so long, you start to just think that it's normal and then everything's fine, you know, and you almost side with the person or the people that are mean to you. The Fool. You have to have enough courage to be the fool, to start over. But when you start over, I'm telling you, look at this, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, you're going to have so much freedom, I want to say, with how you think and feel again. Like, you're going to feel brand new. Like, I get a lot of spring energy with this read, where it's just like things are bursting and they're bubbling up, and that beautiful, it's like openness, you know, all these new opportunities are going to come to you, and there's a lot of opportunity that's like waiting for you. And the truth is going to set you free. Also, love is, when you're in loving relationships that are actually really love. Look at what the Emperor pops out, just nonchalantly, the last card that popped out, the Emperor. So yeah, by the way, look what happens when you play your cards right. Look what happens when you play your game of chess right. You know, you start matching with like forces of people that are really going to help you realize that karma works both ways. You get good karma, you get bad karma. 4 of Swords. It's time to rest, rejuvenate, replan where you're going. Make a plan so you're not stuck in this sort of anxiety of like, what do I do now? What do I do? I want things to change, but I don't even know what to do. There's too many things to do. Okay, so write all of the things down, what you need to do. Write all of them down. And then one by one, just start, crossing off the list. That's the only way you're going to be able to truly accomplish change. People get caught up in all these details of what's going to happen, and it's not just one step at a time, one line at a time, and eventually you'll go through it faster than you think. But this is about planning your next moves. You are going to go for it, and there's so many things that are going to happen once you finally make these changes happen. You're going to be meeting people that are higher caliber for you. They're going to help your heart. They're going to help your mind. You're going to feel safe and grounded around people that just let you be yourself and also respect and appreciate you as you do to them. That kind of group mentality is healing on many levels, not just monetarily. The Emperor and the King of Cups, there's definitely someone around the corner when you give yourself the chance for change. A lot of people are so afraid, right? But you're not being afraid of where you are right now. You're not being afraid of staying in this permanent anxiety or depression or contempt or whatever it is that you feel shitty about right now. If you don't have enough courage to change, then you should feel scared about staying like that forever, because you will. So once you have enough of an urge or a necessity to do something different, to put yourself out there, to really start tapping into what's going to make you happy, things start opening up for you. You become the star. Once you wish upon the star, you actually become one. You call in a lot of bright energy. You call in a lot of good matches. You call in more love and acceptance instead of all the other things that you were sitting in. So at this point, if you're not in a place where you want to be, take a rest. Don't try to stress yourself out even more over it. Just write down every single thing that you need to do. It will actually make you feel better, because now at least you have some sort of written plan. It doesn't mean that it's done, doesn't mean that it's going to get there, but at least you're starting a plan and sticking to it, because routine sneaks up on all of us. And if we have a good routine, if we have a good daily plan of what we have to do, then you will accomplish dreams faster than you think that way, right? We always think about the end result, but we get caught up in all the other steps in between where we want to go. And sometimes not thinking about the end result, like finding someone or doing this or getting the house or getting whatever that is that you're dreaming about, enjoying the steps along the way is the real magic here, because once you can feel happy and free with each step, as foolish as it is, as embarrassing as it might be, or as there might be failure involved, of course. So if you can actually enjoy every silly step along the way, you're winning every day. Instead of you're not delaying your happiness for another 10 years. You're not delaying your happiness for another 2 years. You're not going to let yourself enjoy life until you get a thing. Enjoy yourself along the way, and that's where you actually are going to win. So when you finally get to the final destination, it's more of a big bonus than an end result, because again, things change. So once we hit one goal, things go bad in another realm of life. It's just how the wheel turns of life. So if we can understand that the wheel keeps turning, good and bad, good and bad, good and bad, and just enjoying literally every single change, every single step of it, we don't wait till the end of our lives to enjoy ourselves. We don't wait till the end of our lives to make a change. We don't wait till the end of our lives to find people that actually make our hearts feel happy and safe, or whatever it is. So I think that there's a lot of people waiting for you, like literally just on the other side of some planning. It definitely looks like you already have plans going and you're brainstorming things already. So keep going with that. Write things down. Even if it's 100 line items, just fucking write it down and see what happens after that.